Welcome to the Haven Collective. I'm JR, and this is the Beacon Bit. Today we're exploring the story of the Good Samaritan in Luke chapter 10, verses 25 through 37. Here's a question that I don't think most of us ask out loud when we're planning a road trip. Who didn't get invited? Right? I mean, ideally you pack the car with people you like, and maybe unless you're a sibling and your siblings have to come, I don't know, something like that, right? But people who are going to the same place, right? People who are easy, the people we're comfortable with. That's human. That's how we build our lives. Curated for comfort, optimized for ease. Jesus tells a story about a road trip that doesn't go as planned, right? A man is robbed, beaten, left for dead. And then these two religious professionals, people that you'd expect to stop, see him and cross to the other side of the road rather than stop to help him. Then a Samaritan comes, and this is the person the audience hates, right? This is the wrong answer. This is the person they're all biased against, bigoted towards. And he stops. He doesn't just toss a coin from horseback, right? He gets down off his donkey. He pours oil and wine on the wounds. He loads the man onto his animal, which means he's now walking. Takes him to an inn. He pays for the inn. He promises to come back and cover additional costs if they're incurred. The generosity is specific, it's inconvenient, it's costly. Now, we have plenty of reasons, I think, for crossing to the other side of the road. We're busy, we don't know if a person is safe, we already give to the church or a charity or the food bank, or we're convinced someone else who maybe is more capable will stop. We're not even bad people about this, right? We're just people with lots on our plates and a route to stick to, a timetable to honor. But Ignatius talked about being a people for others, not as an obligation, but as a vocation, as a way of understanding who you are and what you're here for. The Samaritan in the story isn't described as resentful or sacrificial in a suffering way. He just does it. It's as if he never considered another option. That's not naivety. That's a formed character. And formation is exactly what spiritual practices are for. See, generosity, which is one of our core spiritual practices here at Haven, costs two things. And money, honestly, is probably the smaller one. The bigger cost is attention. Seeing the person on the other side of the road means you're looking. It means you weren't so locked into your own destination that the other person becomes scenery, right? The priest and the Levite saw the man. Luke tells us that. They just didn't let their seeing become seeing and acting. So the whole story was sparked by this lawyer who's asking Jesus, who is my neighbor, right? He knows, being a student of the law, that one of the great commandments is to love your neighbor as yourself. But he's trying to really drill down and say, sure, but who is my neighbor, right? Who is the person I'm obligated to help? He wants there to be some kind of a list. People he knows that he has to stop for, and people he knows he can just cross and pass by. But at the end of the story, Jesus flips the question. He says, which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man? See, it's not about who qualifies to be your neighbor. It's about who you are when you're on the road. This week's spiritual practice is maybe a little more intense than our last couple of weeks. In addition to whatever regular giving you do, I want you to do one thing this week that costs you something, time, money, or attention, for someone you weren't planning to stop for. Don't make it efficient. Make it a little inconvenient. That's the part that forms you. It's the inconvenience that forms you into being a person who stops. That's what gets someone else in the car. I look forward to hearing how this goes this week. I'll see you in our beacons. Until then, grace and peace go with you.